Had our first workshop here today at Camp Slapaho. They locked me in a room filled with a bunch of women from Southeast Asia in a sweatshop, and they told me that I had to increase productivity by the end of the day to prove my manly credentials. So I set the women down, talked to them, asked them what they needed. They said that they were working too many hours, they needed vacation and be able to see their families, so I helped them unionize and to give them paid vacation and get their salary on par with the men in the factory.
Well, isn't that cute? Someone's making a video response to me. And it's Hannibal! Oh, fuck, it's Hannibal. Ooh, Hannibal. What to say about you, pal?
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
First Sargon of a kid has to make a video response to you, and now me, who recently found out that you made a video response to yours truly. I am quite flattered. Now, this video is about 30 minutes long, and, I haven't really watched the entire thing. So, I might have to cut out a few parts here and there. So, sorry. And I may need to divide it into 2 or even 3 different parts because it's over 30 minutes long. I may not be able to respond to everything, but I want to respond as much as possible. So, yeah, let's just get this over with.
I think I misunderstood the assignment.
Hello, mother. Hello, father. Here I am at Camp Granada. Camp is very entertaining. And they say we'll have some fun if it stops raining.
Oh, is it over this stupid intro shit? Can we just, move on?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet more postcards from the Manosphere. Dispatches on all things MRA and male supremacy related. Coming to you live from my hobbit hole behind Cabin 10 in beautiful Camp Winnipesaukee, now rechristened Camp Slapaho. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the Atheist Gamer takes a crack at understanding why women might want to be desired and or not objectified.
Yeah, fuck those MRAs, Because, the MRAs are nothing like the feminists. Because, the feminists, they're kind and gentle beings. They're actually fighting for equality, not the MRAs. I mean, we have feminists, complain about a man's shirt. How he's objectifying women. Yeah. Fuck his accomplishments, though, Fuck him landing a fucking comment. I mean, not landing a comet. Landing a freaking spacecraft in a fucking comet. Something that's probably never done before. I think this is the first time. Yeah, this is probably the first time. And the feminists can only care about the shirt. Yeah. Bravo, feminists!
I was in arts and crafts when suddenly he stormed in and started doing this.
No. No, 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 no.
Are you upset?
No, I'm fucking livid. You feminists, you fucking feminists invade every fucking thing. It's all about you, people.
No, 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 no.
I think he's upset.
You don't say.
Ahoy guys! Today we are going to talk about feminism.
Okay. Okay, an attractive young woman wants to talk about feminism. I'm not sure why we're getting this reaction.
Oh, for the love of... Oh, fuck! Another one of these videos! Another one!
Well, did anyone stop to think that maybe they didn't sort of hear what they were saying the first time around? That's why there are people still making these videos?
Because we definitely need more videos that are just like Lacey Green. Because, hell, Lacey Green is just one YouTuber. Let's have all these feminist YouTubers come out of nowhere, say the exact same thing that Lacey Green has said, and then, just admit that feminism is a good thing, right? Just because the dictionary said so. I have made videos like this again and again and again and again and again and again. It's literally in every feminist channel. Whenever a feminist goes on YouTube, it's basically a fucking requirement for a feminist to explain on why we need feminism. Of course, I don't necessarily make video responses to every feminist video out there on YouTube. Just the ones that are so incredibly dumb that I have to make a video response to, that I just can't help but notice on how stupid this individual is. And now I'm going after you, Hannibal.
For example, the fact that we teach girls how not to get raped instead of teaching boys to not.
Probably the most commonly made argument next to the wage gap argument, which has been debunked time and time again. I'll let pass me.
Rape.
Bullshit, 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 and just plain freaking bullshit. Where the fuck do you even get this idea? Of course we teach men not to rape. Of course we also teach men not to steal, not to kill, but guess what? This still happens. This is like trying to convert a gay guy to a straight guy. It's just not gonna work.
Okay, the gentleman from Carthage now takes the floor. Tag, I need you to realize something here about what argument you're making and what she's saying. What she's saying is that we teach women not to get raped. In other words, we tell them things that are patently untrue, by the way, of how they can avoid being attacked in their daily life. For instance, what Thunderfoot, yourself, and many other people do, they try to mansplain to women the reason that they are evil, degenerate creatures and that they get attacked.
You know what's the ironic thing about people like yourself? You always put anyone who oppose feminism greatly as part of the MRA automatically. And because the MRA is, for men's rights, therefore they're a bunch of women haters. Yeah, I personally hate women who sees women as evil beings. Yeah, that makes total fucking sense, because I don't care about equality. It's not like I've been, fighting for the rights for gay people. Yeah. And all those women who oppose feminism, they're either being brainwashed from the MRA or is a part of the MRA. And, they just want to be oppressed. They don't want equality, despite the fact that they've been saying that they want equality as well. They just find your bullshit to be, complete bullshit. And I admit that the MRA isn't exactly, entirely good. But compared to the feminists, the MRAs could never do as much damage than any feminist whatsoever. I mean, for fuck's sakes, we have a man who landed a fucking spacecraft on a fucking comet, and the feminists only care about his fucking shirt.
For one, they tell them not to dress in certain ways. She's going to cover that here in a second. We tell them not to do certain things, flirt, make eye contact, look like a victim, wear a short skirt. We tell them not to get drunk. We tell them to keep their drink with them at all times so that nobody drugs them. We tell them that they should never, under any circumstance, broadcast that they are single and or flirt with anybody. That's mansplaining rape.
Yes, it's all mansplanation in order to be as secure as possible, to be as safe as possible. It's all mansplaining. But teaching boys not to rape, or at least teaching them what exactly is consent, even though they already know what consent is, that's not mansplanation. Oh no.
And basically, it's done under the guise of trying to teach women how not to get raped. See, here's the problem with this part of the equation. All the things I've just named pretty much have nothing to do with rape. I will repeat this for the umpteenth millionth time, and I will continue to repeat this until somebody actually gets it through their thick skull that this is the reality of the situation. Most rapes occur in the home. They also occur with someone that the victim knows. These are not total strangers drugging and or taking them to a back room and pulling a gangbang on them. That's not what's going on here.
But that doesn't mean you cannot take precautions anyway. So you still have to do this shit. Okay? You can't just simply just let your guard down just because of how it's more likely to be raped at your own home than to be raped at a fucking bar. Think of a robber who's about to enter somebody's house. Is he going to go to the one that contains guard dogs and lasers and, alarms and possibly a few traps here and there? Or is he going to aim for a house that contains a simple lock? And all you have to do is just, think about it. In other words, it's still better safe than sorry.
In other words, all the things that they tell women to do not to get raped, one, usually don't work, and two, are antithetical to the situation that needs to be taken place in the other direction. In other words, teaching men not to do these things.
And what makes you think that teaching men not to rape, even though we do already know on how rape is bad, there's always going to be a few people out there who's going to break the rules. And you think they're going to care if they break the rules? They already know what the consequences is. But they still fucking do it the same way that people won't care if they steal or kill. Because they don't care. They already know what the consequences are. But they still do it. I'm not saying that we should not teach men not to rape. Okay? Because we do. We teach them what is consent. But people will not care. Some guys are going to break the rules regardless. That's the point that I'm trying.
For instance, helping them to get into healthy relationships, so to speak. I use that term very loosely because there's no such thing really of normative sexual behavior.
Isn't that something that an MRA would say? I have my suspicions about you, Mr. Hannibal.
That's an anthropological fact. We also routinely should make sure that people understand what consent is. There was a survey done recently that showed 40% of teenagers didn't know the definition of consent and didn't realize that if you have sex with somebody who is passed out, inebriated, and or cannot fully consent, that is sexual assault and or rape. So
yes, I agree that this is wrong. Someone who's been passed out or cannot give consent is still rape. Are you shocked that I agreed?
Clearly we have work to do. Now, the program that started in Edmonton with the Don't Be That Guy campaign was an awareness campaign. In other words, we raise awareness so that people understand that their actions and the actions that they're taking can be not only criminally liable, but harm potential people in their lives in the first place. There is nothing wrong with this. The really kind of wrong-headed part about this is that all of you think that there is something wrong with this, of teaching people not to attack people. You also create a false dichotomy. You say, well, that we teach people not to murder and steal and they still do those things. Well, yes, we do that, and we should be doing this, But at no time in those instances, for instance, if someone has something stolen from them or is attacked and murdered, we do not blame the victims in those cases.
I'm not saying that it's the person's fault. I'm saying that there are times and places where this could be avoided entirely. For example, say that you want to go outside alone without any form of protection and you go to an area where the chances of you being mugged is increased by 3 times. You may get mugged or raped or even killed if you hang out alone, do not bring protection, or if you don't know self-defense, or you go to that area. There are ways to avoid certain situations. You can either A, bring a form of protection or learn self-defense. B, hang out with a few people, hang out in a group, because people are less likely to attack in a group. C, don't go to a certain area that you know you might get mugged. Or D, don't go at all. The same thing applies if you get drunk. If you get drunk, your chances of doing something stupid increases. And that is your responsibility, not the responsibility of the bartender, not your friends, not your family, not anyone in the freaking room is responsible for you to drink lots and lots of alcohol. If you get drunk, it is your fault. And guess what? If you were drunk and had sex and you've given consent towards that person, guess what? It's not fucking rape. Okay, you can't just blow the rape whistle and say that person has raped you. Sure, maybe he abused you, but he didn't rape you because you give consent. The same way that you're just as responsible while drunk, while drinking and driving, because it's still your responsibility. You can't just remove all responsibilities if you're freaking drunk.
People, in other words, what she says is basically the story that many others have told. For instance, Healthy Addict. I believe that who else is there have been numerous other people who have talked about their sexual assaults online and what's happened to them in terms of the mansplaining and the shit that goes on trying to justify and or rationalize what happened to them. The stories seem to be almost the same with a little personal variation leading in. So next time, bother to find out about this young lady. I went back and watched several of her videos to try and get a sense of who she was and understand what you're saying when you're saying something this stupid.
Okay, why the fuck do I need to listen to someone's backstory of someone being completely raped? I mean, I'm sorry if she got raped, but if she says something stupid, then she's saying something stupid. Why the fuck should I care?
In any case of theft and or murder, we do not blame the victim.
Again, there are times and places where this could be avoided entirely.
You do understand why this is a stupid argument. I'm tired of these false dichotomies. I am not going to tolerate them any longer. No, this is not the same thing as trying to teach people to not kill and or steal, and then there are still people killing and stealing. No, we still do that. We as a culture still condemn these things almost universally. The difference between something like murder, which is Logic Bomb, link in the low bar to his channel, I highly recommend people subscribe to him. The thing that he pointed out is that murder in most societies, almost all societies, is condemned as being something that shouldn't be done. While in our society in particular, when it comes to rape, we come up with numerous excuses as to why it happened, and they usually are trying to mitigate the responsibility of one person in the situation, mainly the male.
But the definition of rape seems to be a bit biased, especially for feminists, because there are people out there that will consider drunken sex to be rape, or being pressured into having sex is rape. These rape allegations may be. while murder is a completely different story. The only way that you have any excuse for killing someone is if it's under the act of self-defense. If someone was to break into your home and you killed that person, possibly as an act of defense, then you may be pardoned for that crime. But when it comes to rape, there's a good possibility that the person is not really a rapist, and this is a big misunderstanding. Again, the examples are drunken sex and being pressured into sex.
By pointing out she shouldn't have been drinking, why was she wearing short shorts so that you could see her butt cheeks, why was she flirting with this guy all night if she had no intention of having sex with him. That's the rationalization shit that goes on in the minds of the MRA and the male supremacy movement in an attempt to mitigate their own responsibility and stuff that they've probably done to women.
Do you not just hear what you just said? You're basically saying that women shouldn't have any responsibility whatsoever for their own actions. They shouldn't flirt with other guys if they have no intention with flirting with the guy. Talk about mixed fucking messages right there.
I'm actually through this idea of considering people in the male supremacy movement basically innocent at this point. I have a feeling from the way that they talk and the way they do things that most of them are probably these same people who take advantage of women in these cases and or attack them or brutalize them, abuse them, that kind of thing. So that's what this is about, Tag. And she's expressing her opinion because this is shit that she has literally lived through.
But that doesn't exclude the fact that what she said was extremely fucking stupid. In other words, you don't want to teach women on how to defend themselves, on how to be careful or anything. You want to focus on the men because it's the men who are fucking monsters. You know, it's not like there's going to be a few people out there who are going to ignore that rule because it's not like you're not teaching them enough that what is consent, okay? You know, because that's the only cure. That's the only way to prevent rape. Teach men not to rape. And that's it. That's fucking it. Just tell them that. And they'll just stop, magically. Or even better, let's have all these signs all over the streets that says, don't fucking rape. Because hell, that will work.
I doubt you have, especially when you look at the numbers compared to men being attacked and women.
Please don't give me that 1 in 5 bullshit. We all know that 20% of America, of men, are not fucking rapists.
And in 95% of the cases, I believe, according to the CDC, I will post that in the low bar, even when men are attacked and sexually assaulted, it's other men doing it. So there's a problem here.
Oh, the fucking CDC! Oh, I knew it! I knew it! You will use the fucking CDC! Oh, yay. I will link to the video with, what's her name, the Factual Feminist. Links in the description that show how much bullshit the CDC. I will have to end the video for now. So stick tuned for part 2. It might come maybe tomorrow or the next day. Expect me, Hannibal. I am the Atheist Gamer. Peace.